So now, after this particular episode of the Indian rivers, okay, the Indian rivers and the lakes that we had seen, here as you can see that I have already given you a tabular format. So guys, this is a very easy to learn format that I have given you. And here with the map, what you can do is you can basically map it that where are these lakes and in which states these particular lakes are there. And according to that, what you can do is you guys can basically even if there is a state like thing that is being asked in the examinations, you guys can basically remember it. Okay, why? Because I believe that the photographic memory, okay, whatever photographic memory is going to be there, that photographic memory, it is going to help you remember all these particular facets. That is why this is one another thing that I have done in these particular notes. Okay, so here because I said that you can read it up. Okay, so actually you can read it up because I have already given you the classification of lakes and their key facts. That is the lakes of North India. That means in the North India there is going to be the Indus, Ganga and the Brahmaputra river systems, and along with that their tributaries. And in that areas, okay, which are the lakes that are there. And okay, so that is one thing. So similarly you can go with the rest of the aspect. Now when we talk about the next one, okay, the next topic that is going to be there, it is going to be the glaciers and the dams. Okay, so my dear friends, whenever we talk on the glaciers, where are the glaciers actually there? Glaciers are going to be associated with icy landforms. And in India, where is ice prevalent? Ice is prevalent in the North India. North India, that too specifically in the Himalaya. So the glacial landforms, they are going to be there basically in the Himalayas. So in short, the glaciers are also going to be there in the Himalaya. So when we talk on the glaciers, what happens is that how are the glaciers generally formed? So the glaciers, they are formed because of the thawing of ice, sorry, the freezing of ice or the freezing of water. When it is below the freezing point, because whenever the temperatures goes below the freezing point, then the water, it is going to freeze into ice. So that is how things generally happen here. Now when we talk on that scenario itself, okay, so here when we talk on the glaciers, so majority of the earth's water, okay, around 2 to 3% of the earth's water, it is there in the glaciers. And 97% of the water, it is there in the oceans. Now even if there is a little bit melting of the glaciers, what happens is the sea level, they generally rise, because these glaciers, they are a source of water. Because whenever the global warming is there, what happens is that there is going to be the particular, what do you say, there is going to be the melting of ice because of global warming and climate change. And because of that, these glaciers are a source to rivers. For example, the Indus, Brahmaputra and the Ganga river systems. So what happens is, because of the melting of glaciers, there is going to be increased flow of water within the rivers. And these rivers, they are going to increasingly deposit the high amount of water in the sea. And because of that, there is going to be the increase in sea level. Because of that, there can be submergence of the coastal cities. And moreover, because of the increased quantity of water in the rivers, there can also be flooding events in the downstream, because the lower riparian states or the cities or the areas, they do not, or they might not have the ability to tackle such large quantity of water. So that is one another negative impact that will be there because of global warming and its negative effect on the glaciers. So that is one another thing, my dear friends. Now here when we talk, one another aspect is that, so when we talk about the distribution of earth's water, as I've told you, 97.2, it is in the ocean and inland seas, whereas 2% are there in the glaciers and ice caps. Now what are the conditions that are required for the formation of glaciers? One is going to be the mean annual temperatures, they must be close to the freezing point. That is I'm sorry. That is going to be one another thing. Apart from that, when we talk, there is going to be the significant winter precipitation should be there, that would lead to the snow accumulation. Apart from that, there is going to be lower temperatures throughout the year to prevent complete melting of the snow from the previous seasons. Okay, so these are the certain prerequisites whenever we talk about the conditions for glaciers formation. Now, what are the classification of glaciers? Now, whenever whenever we move from various locations, okay, in various areas, there is going to be the glaciers that are going to be formed. And glaciers, they are formed in at different locations, and because of different movements, okay, they are going to be created. If I have to talk on that, first is going to be the mountain glaciers. So what is the location? The location is mountain glaciers. That means as we go high in the altitude, because of the decline in the temperature, and because the temperature, it is going to go below the freezing point, what is going to happen is that there is going to be the glaciers that are going to be formed. Okay, so it is formed on the mountain sides and move downwards to the valleys. The mountain glaciers, they are going to reshape the valleys, and then they are found at high altitude regions like the Himalayas and the Alps. Next is the continental glaciers. Okay, so these continental glaciers, that means that the whole area is covered in ice, the whole area is covered with glaciers. Why? Because throughout the year, there is going to be a certain type of temperature that is going to be there. For example, you consider the poleward areas. You take the North Pole and the South Pole, that is Arctic and the Antarctic. Now, these areas, okay, they are very much high in latitude, where the sun rays, it is very much less. So, because of that, these areas, they are generally cold throughout the year, and the ice is and the water, it generally freezes, and then there is going to be the ice. So when we talk on the global distribution of glaciers, what we understand is 91% of the world's glaciers, they are there in Antarctica, that is below in the southern pole. Okay, 8% are there in Greenland. So Greenland is the largest country that is going to have the glaciers. Okay, so Greenland, it is there in the north pole, towards the northern pole, and it is near the particular area of. It is going to be near the area of the USA. The next one is the glaciers cover around 10% of the world's total land area. The glaciers are basically going to cover that much of area. Okay, so that is one another aspect. When we talk about the glaciers in the India, you can see that majority of the glaciers, where are they? Either they are there, means they are there in the Ladakh area. See, the Jammu and Kashmir area, it is going to be this much. After the reorganization of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, after they got converted into union territories, what happens is that these areas, they are going to be reconverted. Okay, that Jammu and Kashmir, it is only going to be this much, whereas Ladakh, it is the whole belt. Ladakh, it is inclusive of the POK as well as the Aksai Chin area that has been occupied by China and Pakistan. So what you can see that majority of the glaciers, they are there here. One is in the POK. Okay, in the Aksai Chin, there is very less glaciers, and then there is going to be the glaciers in the Himachal Pradesh and the Uttarakhand area here. And these glaciers, they are the source of river for they are the source of water for majority of the rivers. For example, if I have to tell you, just look at this. Okay, if you look at this here, there is the Bandir Poonch glacier. It is the source for the Yamuna. Then there is the Gangotri for the Gangotri river. The Satapant glacier is there. Okay, along with that, you look at the Siachen glacier. Siachen glacier, it is the longest battlefield, means highest and the longest battlefield. It is around 75 kilometers in length. Okay, so that is the area that the glacier covers. Okay, so here what becomes important is that these particular glaciers, on which mountains they are located. Means even in the Himalayas, as we know that there are various categorization in the Himalayas. That means there is going to be the Great Himalayas, there is going to be the firstly there is the Karakoram, then there is the Greater Himalayas, then the Middle Himalayas, then the lesser, then the Shivaliks. Okay, so these are going to be the Himalayas. Now here, as I've told you, the first range in the Himalayas is going to be Karakoram, then Greater, then Middle or Lesser, and then finally there is the Shivaliks. So here, that is how it is categorized. Which are the glaciers that are generally there in the Karakoram ranges? Okay, so here there is the mention of the glaciers, which name, mention of the glaciers name, which state they are in, state or union territory. For example, Jammu and Kashmir is the here what is going to be there is currently being Siachen. It is going to be there in Ladakh. Okay, now wherever I have written, just a minute, Batura. Okay, now just recorrect this, just recorrect it wherever I have written Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, if you look at the new map of the if you just look at the new map of the particular the Jammu and Kashmir, okay, you shall be understanding. I'll just write it. If you look at this map, what you shall understand is that the various glaciers, they are there in which particular area, okay, here. Now when you, just a moment, I'll just just look at this when it converts, okay, just look at this particular scenario. Just give me a moment, I'll just enhance the internet speed so that we can seamlessly understand things here, okay, just give me a moment. Okay, so now yes, yes. So okay, otherwise we'll just look at this set line. All right. So here there is this Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. Okay. So if you just look at this image, okay, what can you understand here is that Jammu and Kashmir is how much of the area? Jammu and Kashmir, it is generally going to be in this much of the area. Okay, so Jammu and Kashmir is this much, but what we are seeing is that there is going to be, okay, there is going to be the majority of the glaciers, they are in this belt. Okay, majority of the glaciers, they are in this belt. So when we are talking about the glaciers, okay, what you need to do is, here as you can see, okay, here as you can see, the majority of the glaciers are where they are on the above part, okay, means they are in the Ladakh area. Ladakh, then here wherever there is Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, you are going to leave that thing there only. But wherever there is the mention of Jammu and Kashmir here, okay, it is going to become Ladakh. After the reorganization, it is going to become Ladakh. So here the Siachen, it is in Ladakh. Batura, it is in Ladakh. Okay, then the Daimir Glacier. Okay, if you look at the Daimir Glacier, it is also in the Ladakh area. Okay, so that is how you can go through it. Now here there is the key features also that are there. Okay, that is these particular glaciers, what is the importance of these glaciers, that is one another aspect that is going to be there. Okay, so that is one another thing. Now this is what I have done: the glaciers in the Karakoram range, then the glaciers in the Pir Panjal range. Pir Panjal, it is also a range in the Himalayas. Okay, that is another thing. Okay, here you can already see the glaciers, the important glaciers that are there. Then glaciers in the Kumaon Gaharwal Himalayas, these are the Himalayas that are there in the Uttarakhand. Now the Himalayas, they are also vertically, means, see, one, the Himalayas, they can be categorized horizontally. How horizontally? The first one is the Karakoram, then there is the Greater Himalayas, then there is the Lesser or Middle Himalayas, and then there is the Shivaliks. This is the horizontal way of categorization of Himalayas. But the Himalayas, they are also vertically, okay, Himalayas, when we talk, they are also vertically stationed, means they are also vertically distributed. For example, these are the Jammu and Kashmir Himalayas, these are the Kumaon Gaharwal Himalayas. Means basically what happens is that, because when we vary from state to state, so there is going to be the changes in the culture. Okay, and because there is going to be changes in the culture, what is going to happen is we are going to categorize the Himalayas in various names, okay, based on the localized aspects. So that is why there is the Kumaon Gaharwal Himalayas. After this, there is going to be the glaciers in the Sikkim, then the other important glaciers that are there. Okay, here also here as you can see that this is the modernized understanding of Jammu and Kashmir. So just look at it. Okay, the Daimir Glacier, it is on the border of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, whereas the other ones, they are all there in the Ladakh territory. Then after that, we are going to come to dams. But prior to dams, I want you to go through the glaciers. There are 4 pages. I'm giving you, 4 to 5 minutes. Just go through this particular understanding. Okay, just go through this particular understanding. Okay, so I'm giving you some time. Just go through it. Okay, so I hope you guys are done with this. Okay, so now when we talk, all right, so there is going to be the another aspect, that is going to be the dams. Okay, there is going to be the dams that we shall be covering. Now in the dams also, my dear friends, what I've done is, here I have created a tabular format wherein, all the major dams, on which rivers they are, and what are the important features of these dams. Okay, which is the largest gravity dam, which is the largest soil dam. Okay, which river has majority of the dams. So I have created this list as well, and here you can also go through these particular dams. For example, the Tehri Dam, it is on the river Bhagirathi, and in which state it is in? It is in Uttarakhand. And what is the importance of this is that it is the tallest dam in India. Okay, so that is the most important fact that is there, the tallest dam in India. Then there is the Lakhwar Dam on the Yamuna in Uttarakhand, and it is under construction, and it aims to provide water to 6 states. Then there is going to be, when we talk about the important dams, then there is going to be the another dam. I'll just show you. Okay, then the Sri Sailam Dam, which is on Krishna River in the Telangana, and it is the second largest working hydroelectric station in the India. Okay, then there is the Tungabhadra Dam. Okay, Mulla Periyar is also a very important dam that is there in the Tamil Nadu area on the Periyar River. And similarly, there are the other important dams that are there. Just look at this, the Hirakund Dam. It is the largest earthen dam in the world. So all these important facts I have already mentioned in this particular document whenever we talk on the perspective of dams. Okay, so these are there. Okay, just go through this, just go through these dams. Okay, otherwise what I'll do is I'll just yes, yes, it is factual. It is factual. For example, the Sipong Dam, it is the largest earthen dam in the particular North India. Then the Subanshri Dam, Dibang, it is in the northeast in the Arunachal Pradesh area. Okay, then which dams are there on which particular rivers? That also, that also becomes very much important. Okay, so on which river it is going to be there? Okay, so the rivers are also there. So the examination can also ask you in the match the following context. Okay, so that is one another scenario. Just go through this, just take a glimpse of this particular dams in 2 minutes. Okay, and then we shall continue ahead. Okay, so I hope you guys have gone through this whole content. All right. So this was the importance of this particular document. Now I hope that you guys understand the importance of organized learning, the importance of effective learning. Okay. So here in this particular whole session, my dear friends, what did we cover? We covered the rivers, lakes, dams, and glaciers, and that is how this session becomes important. So, with this, my dear friends, I shall end this particular session. I shall see you in the next session. So, thank you everyone for watching me, for watching Olive Board. Take care, study well. Thank you, and Jai Hind.